So as usual, again the emphasis is you read and come. So which was the chapter we were reading? 1. We are still on chapter 1. We'll remain in chapter 1 for one more day, hoping that at some point you will start reading. Okay, we'll start the MCQ. So I'll give you 10 minutes. Please do the MCQ, then we'll discuss the question. Okay, there are 10 questions in that. We'll do those 10 questions. You do, and I will then walk through the questions. Yeah, please try the quiz. Then we'll discuss the questions one by one, and we'll move on to problem solving. We are still on chapter 1. We'll read another chapter one more time. Okay, please submit. We'll have to close otherwise. Closed it. So now we'll go through the solutions. Given the following class in the file, okay, a little bit about how the classes are named. So this is the class which is in this file like this. It is my.directory.named.a.bird. That's how the class is. So if you are already in the directory, this is the class file. This is how it will be created in the directories. Which of the following replaces insert code if you are already in my directory? That means this part is already resolved. Okay. So what should be the import statement which should come here? It should be what? It should be from here, right? So it should be named. So package named, NAMED, named dot a dot I think just that, packaged name dot a, no, semicolon. You understand why this is coming? Because you are already in a directory, my directory. See, the class hierarchy follows the directory system. So if a class is like this, this is the package nesting, then this will be the directory structure. This will be the directory structure. Or this is the class hierarchy compared to when you equate it with this directory structure. So my.directory.named.a.bird. This is how it will be. Now what he is saying, he is already in my directory. So this part of it is already resolved because he is in that appropriate directory. So in order to get here and put this bird in this package, he has to say the remaining part only. So packaged named.a. So this is the answer. Package named A. This is the answer. Okay. So how many of you got it? Okay, some. If you read, you will get. Okay, next. It's all given nicely in the book. Okay. Which of the following are true? An instance of type Boolean defaults to false. Is that true? If I just create a Boolean in a program, Boolean A, what is the value of A? False. So that is true. Boolean always defaults to true, false if I have not set it to anything. By default it is false. Then none of the mentioned will not go there. And no, you can tick if you want. Yeah. Then an instance variable of type int, does it default to null or something else? All the primitives default to 0. Int, short, float, long. Depending on their type, they default to either 0.0 or 0. So int will default to 0. So C is not correct. An instance variable of type Boolean defaults to null. No, it defaults to false. An instance variable of type int defaults to 0. That is correct. So we just said that. An instance variable of type int defaults to 0.0. No, it defaults to only 0. An instance variable of type Boolean defaults to true. No. So only the answers are A and E. These are the only two answers. This is how they ask. Okay, next. Okay, given the following class, which of the following class print out blue J? Which of the following calls print out blue J? Okay, so he's saying, he's talking about the command line arguments. So you know in Java how command line arguments work, right? So suppose let's take this example. This is a command line argument. So this is the name of the program. This is args or whatever the name of the argument. This is names of 0. This is names of 1 or name of 1. And this is name of 2. Okay, so that is how it is. So he is asking for name of 1 to be printed. So name of 1 is going to be blue. Name of 0 is going to be sparrow. So what does he want to print? He wants to print blue and J. So it is name 1 and name 2. Okay. So let's see which one will work. Oh, it's not, he's changing the line. So here it will be blue will be name 0, J will be name 1, he is printing only name 1. So this won't work. Then Java bird display, this is name 0. No, sorry, this is name 1, this will work. Because this is name 0 and because this has become a string, it is name 1. So this will be in this command line name 1 and this will be only name 0, okay, because this is the first parameter will be name 0. So this D looks like a viable because he wants blue J to appear on the output. So D looks feasible, okay. Then Java bird display blue J sparrow, this won't work because in this case blue J will become name of 0, not name of 1. First parameter will become name of 0, it's in double quotes. So this will become name of 0. Then Java birthday.class. Now this itself won't work because you can't have an invocation where you say dot class. Now this also won't work. So these two are ruled out. So the answer is only D. Correct? Everybody gets it? Okay. Next. So we are on question number 4. Which of the following is are legal entry points that can be run from the command line? That means how should the main be created so that it works? Okay. Now will the first one work? No. Public static void. Okay, that is the way the main is to be declared. So C will work. Always main has to be declared. Public, no, oh, it's not static is missing, so it won't work. Public static void, D will work. Always the signature of the main method and the qualifiers on the main method have to be public static void. So, D main is not there, so that won't work. So E private, no, it has to be public. F, no, void is not there. So what remains is G. So G is having public static void main. It has to be very strictly public static void main. It can't be anything else. Java is very particular and strict about this. So the arguments have to be public static void main. Okay. Then 5. Okay. Now, which of the following are valid? In Java, you are allowed to put an underscore, but there is a condition on that underscore. What is the condition on the underscore? The underscore cannot be in the beginning, cannot be at the end, also cannot be before a decimal and after a decimal. 4 things. It cannot be before the variable, okay? I mean, it cannot be somewhere at the end, okay, and before a decimal and after a decimal. So, is first one correct? Is first one correct? No, yes. It is not violating any rule, correct? So, is the second one correct? Correct? No. It's not violating any rule. Is C correct? No. Why? Because there is an underscore after decimal. Before decimal is not allowed, after decimal is not allowed, end and beginning, right? So that's why C won't work. How about 4, D1? Again before decimal, okay? After decimal, before decimal not allowed. So it's before decimal, not allowed. Then E, end not allowed. Are you clear? Understood? No. So and also not allowed. So it is ignored. So the answers are B, A and B only. A and B only. Yeah. So question number 6. Given the following classes, what is the maximum number of imports that can be removed, which are not necessary, and code can be compiled? So in the package aquarium, we have class water. Again in the package aquarium, we don't have to say again, because once the package is created, it is from there to the end. So that package aquarium line, second time which is there, can go. Then java.lang does not have to be imported, because it is by default part of every compilation, so it doesn't have to be imported. Then java.lang.system also doesn't need to be imported, because that is also part, java.lang itself is part, so java.lang.system obviously is part of the standard compilation, so that can also go. Then import aquarium.water, because it's in the same package, you don't have to say import aquarium.water, it is in the same package, so you can go. So how many lines can go? And import aquarium.star can also go, because I am in the same aquarium package. How many lines are redundant? I think 4. Which are the 4? Package aquarium, java.lang.system. That package aquarium is in a separate file. Oh, okay. The first 2 lines are in a separate file. Are you with me? First 2 are in a separate file. Therefore, the answer is 4. We have to say which package and then, okay. Next. Okay. 7th question. Which of the following legally fill in the blank so you can run the main from the command line? So what should you do to the main so that it runs? Is the first one valid? No, yes. Valid, because variable names can start with a underscore. Variable names are allowed to start with underscore or dollar, remember? And of course, any other letter. So first one is valid. Second one, no. 1, 2, 3 cannot be the name of an array, right? You need a name which is array. Second is not valid. How about third? Valid, because ABC is an array of strings. See, what main needs is an array of strings. Something which works with array of strings is fine. So third is fine. Then fourth, D, string, underscore, names, array. Why not? Valid, no? Underscore is allowed. Names is allowed. Okay. Unless, of course, there is no gap between. Now, E is allowed, because what happens is, this is called ellipsis notation. Actually, it is valid. Okay. No, it is not covered in chapter 1. It is covered later. So 5 is valid. We don't have it there. 6, F is not valid. Agreed? You need an array. There is no array there. Okay. Question 8. Which of the following are true? Okay. Same kind of question. They drive home that point. Okay. A local variable of type Boolean defaults to null. False. Okay. A local variable of type float defaults to 0. No. It defaults to 0.0f. Very important. Not 0.0. 0.0 is a double. 0.0f is a float. That book is very categorical about it. Okay. Then a local variable of type Boolean defaults to false. Yes, correct. A local variable of type float defaults to 0.0. Wrong. 0.0 f, small f or capital F. Okay. Then a local variable of type object defaults to null. Yes. An object reference always defaults to null. Like string reference, object reference, all of these, it's a reference. So null. A local variable of type Boolean defaults to true? No. Which of the following are true? An instance variable of type double defaults to null. local variables, there is no defaulting actually. Oh, I made a mistake. This is whatever I mentioned applies to instance variables. You know what are instance variables and local variables? Those which are defined at the above all methods are called instance variables. Okay, so keep it in mind that defaults apply only to instance variables, not to local variables. Maybe we'll have to revisit that. A local variable doesn't default to anything. Okay, we don't know. So actually the answer may be none of the mentioned. Local variable has no legitimate value. No, you have read the book or not? You are looking at me. Local variables are not initialized to anything sensible. Only instance variables get initialized to something. Okay. Now, this is about instance variables. So instance variable of type double defaults to null, no. An instance variable of type int defaults to 0.0, no. An instance variable of string defaults to 0.0, no. An instance variable of type string defaults to null, yes. An instance variable of type int defaults to null, no. An instance variable of type double defaults to 0.0, yes. Correct? It does default to 0.0. Yeah. 10. Now, given the following classes, which of the following snippets cannot be inserted in place of import? Insert. So what is it? So each is a separate file. So we have a package aquarium which contains a class water. Then there is a package aquarium.jellies, separate package, which contains a class called water. So there are two waters. One is in aquarium, the other is in aquarium.jellies. So see how we have to resolve the confusion. Now we are going here, package employee we are building. Now we have to import either aquarium or aquarium.jellies. So he is saying what should work. Now he is using water. Now water is there in both. Remember in the book he talks about how to resolve confusion between when the same class is there in two different packages. What are the two different packages? Aquarium and aquarium.jellies. These are the two different packages. How do you resolve between the two different packages? So how do you resolve? Let's see here. Now the things which will work, okay, let's ignore the first. Will the second work? Import aquarium.water, import aquarium.jellies.water. Both if you put in the same file, it will result to confusion because it will not know which water to take. Yes, no. Both are completely resolved and it won't know when it says water, which water to take. So let's look at C. Will C work? Import aquarium.star and import aquarium.jellies. This will also cause confusion because water is there in both and we won't know which water we want. It is not going to solve the problem. Then D, import aquarium.star. Will it be enough? Yes. In this case, there is no second package which you are importing. Only one package you are importing. So the answer is obvious. So D will work. E, how about E? Import aquarium.star. That is, he is leaving that generic. And then import aquarium.jellies.water. Will this work? One of them is not. So as long as one of them is specialized, it will work. Import.star he is saying and import.jellies.water he is saying. So it will go to import.jellies.water because that is specialized. The earlier one is generalized. So when one generalized thing is there, one specialized thing is there, it will go with the specialized one. So the specialized one will work. Okay, so import aquarium.jellies.water, it will work. So E is fine. F, will F work? F will also work. Why will F work? Same reason. One is generalized, one is specialized. So when there is one specialized, one generalized, it will work. No problem. Okay. So when both are specialized, it won't work. When both are generalized, it won't work. That is, both have star, it won't work. When both are made specific, it will work. Okay. So either one will work. So we are moving forward. So we are done with this, right? Now please read. We'll have one more session on this. Okay. but at least in that session, please read chapter 1 and come. Okay, now we are starting the first program. Initially, you are going to have a lot of difficulty. It's only slowly you are going to get used to this. Okay, but you will. Okay, so please, we have opened the first program. Start. It's a very easy program. Read, understand what is the format. You have to go piece by piece. Understand the format, what is asked, and then do. So you have to build the array, read the array, build the array, or have you given some code? Go down. They have to do. Okay, so I'll just walk through the input format for a moment. You have to build the array, and then you have to spot what are called good pairs. And we are not interested in the good pair, we are interested in only the number of the good pairs. How many good pairs are there? I don't want the good pairs. I want the number of the good pairs. First, learn how to create the array. We have shown you how to create the array. You have to say, first create a scanner, read the n, read the array. Okay, let's look at solution because this shouldn't take more than this time. Okay, we are picking up somebody's solution and looking at it. Hopefully, the rest of you will learn from it, and the next question is very similar to this. So please look at this carefully, learn from it and move on. Okay, we'll discuss that. Okay, go make a little bigger. Yeah. So, you know, for scanner class, we must compulsorily import java.util.star because the scanner class is available only in that package java.util.star. Then public class main, whatever the name of the file you are giving, same name of the class better to do. Then public static void main, I think that is straightforward. Int n, okay. So he's creating the scanner object on line 5. That's how you create the scanner object. Then reading the integer, this gives the number of values are there in the array. So read the number of values in the array and then create the array. And the next line, line 7, int a is equal to new int 7. Then line 8 and 9 and 10, read the array one by one, I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. A of I, that is the array element of I, is equal to OB is the scanner, dot next int. So read one value at a time from the scanner into the array and array is complete. Now start a flag, okay, flag equal to 0, fine. The loop is to be done carefully. This is a very good way of doing loop. Line 12, I equal to 0, I less than n minus 1, not n, because there has to be a j also after that. So you have to stop one step earlier. This is good code. Remember, because j has to come after I. So you can't go up to n, you have to go up to n minus 1, that is actually n minus 2. So I less than n minus 1. I has to be less than n minus 1. Because the maximum value I can take is n minus 2 and then n minus 1 is j, that is the last. So, and the good thing whoever has written this has done is j has to start one value lesser, greater because of the condition that we have given that I should be less than j. So, j has to be only later. So, j plus 1 to j less than n, j plus plus. If ai is equal aj, that is the condition. If ai equal to aj, then he is increasing the count. So flag is nothing but count. So flag plus plus, else continue. You don't have to do anything, just proceed. Good. In fact, you don't need an else. Else is not needed. Okay. Okay. And then when you come out of the for loop, so this is just a nested for loop question. And when you come out of the for loop, you just say system.out.print, print or print line, flag. Flag is nothing but count. That's it. That's the answer. Okay. So very simple program and you have to get used to writing it. It tells you how to create an array and all that. As you know, we are developing the programming side of you and also the conceptual Java language. Both have to go hand in hand. That's why this two-pronged story. Okay. And okay, we showed you how to create an array. So that is enough from what skill you have from last semester. Okay. Now we go to day 2, program 2. Okay, this is a triplet kind of program, very similar to the previous one, little more. Okay. Find out how to do absolute value in Java, go to the net, find out how to take absolute and do this question. We are opening the second question. You don't have to struggle too much with the second question. Read it carefully and do it. Just that condition has to be applied. If the condition is true, you increment some count, over. Do them at home also. If you are not able to finish now, please ensure they will finish. Yeah, first we have to do one more, and that requires a little explanation from my side. The next question. See, I has to be less than or equal to n minus 2. J is less than n or equal to n minus 1. K is less than or equal to n. And then those conditions. Only one condition and AND it. One more minute and I'll have to start. Okay, pick one. 42 finished. Okay, we'll pick one. Okay. Yeah, let's start from the beginning. So you can import, but math you don't need to import. You just say math. Nothing wrong there, but you don't need to. So let's go through the answer. Import Java. And please, people who are not doing, please catch up. Look at the screen if you are not understanding how to do. People here only are doing. Okay. Import java.util.star. Import java.lang.math. Class test3, whatever name you want to give to the class. Public static void main, string args, scanner. So create the scanner object. Read the number of integers. Declare the array big enough to hold. And then make count equal to 0. Then for int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. ARR of I is equal to sc.next. First 13 lines are just reading the array into the program. Nothing more. It's there everywhere, same. Okay. Now, read A, read B, read C, because we need them in our program. Because we need to get them, they are coming from the user. We have to read A, read B, read C. Read. Then start one for loop, which is nested for loop. I goes from 0 to n minus 2. Doesn't go to n minus 2, less than n minus 2. J starts from, because remember the condition is I should be less than J, should be less than K. So to fulfill that condition, J has to start at I plus 1 and go up to one more position afterwards, n minus 1 and J plus plus. For int K equal to, K has to start even further, K is equal to J plus 1, K less than N, K can go up to the end because that's the last value, right? And then what is the condition? The condition is abs of ARRI minus ARRJ. When you say abs, it does not matter whether you say I minus ARRI minus J or J minus R. It doesn't matter. So should be math.abs ARR of I minus ARR of J should be less than or equal to A. This is one condition which should be fulfilled. Then the second condition which should be fulfilled is abs of ARRJ minus ARRK should be less than or equal to B. That is given in the question itself, this condition. And the third condition which should be fulfilled is I minus K or K minus I, ARR of I minus ARR of K should be less than or equal to C. As long as you can find an I, J and K which fulfills this condition, you are home. So if these three conditions are fulfilled, that A, B, C comparisons, then you have got a good I, good J and good K. So in that case, if you have got such a nice triplet, we are not asking what is a triplet, we are asking you only the count of such triplets, not actual triplet. Okay? So you increment the count by 1 because you have got a new triplet. So count plus plus. When you come out of that nested for loop, triply nested for loop, you just report the count, system.out.println count, end of the answer. It doesn't take too long, not very difficult to do, right? You know how to write loops. Only thing is we are writing a loop with a condition that if so and so condition is fulfilled, then the I, J, K are correct. Okay, so that's what we want. Okay, now we are going to do one more, and I'm going to use data structure. Now we have 78 finished. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. But before I move to the next question, now we are going to use some of the data structures which you were kind of using but creating in C++. The data structure we are going to use is stack, okay? But Java has a very good stack. What are the operations you do on a stack? Push and pop, I mean worldwide. Or there is an operation called peek, which will give you, which is called top. We call it peek sometimes, we call it top sometimes, depends on different languages. I think C++ has it peek, one of them has top. It doesn't matter really what, you just have to look up the interface. So we are going to use the stack, but we are not going to use the stack which we are going to create. There is a pre-packaged stack available in java.util package, which you already are including, which has a stack. Now I am just going to walk through some documentations of stack, yes. So let's look at an example rather than this. Come down. So yeah, this is how you create a stack. No, that's fine. So you say stack of integer, okay, that creates a stack of ints. Are you clear? So how do you create a stack of anything? Stack of char, stack of int, stack of float, stack of anything, okay. So that's how you create a stack. So the line for instantiating a stack is, okay, now can you come down? This is how you create a stack. So stack of integer, stack, call it whatever variable you want. Stack is a predefined data type. Stack integer, are you with me? You can even say int, I think. I think even int works, okay. Int becomes integer. Anyway, stack integer, name of the stack, whatever object you want to create, object reference. Then you can say stack integer, and then that is a constructor, new stack integer. You have to, while creating also you have to give the data type, okay, that is called a generic. We will later learn this. It is there in your book also in chapter 6 or chapter 7. What is the meaning of that angular bracket? It is the type, stack of integer, stack of float. Later we will learn how to create a stack of user defined data types, all of that. So we are going to learn a lot. So stack of integer is that way, so you create that. Now the operations you can do on a stack, okay. Now here they have got, no, I think let's look at a better example. Okay, this is better. Java T point is better. Now come down, okay. Let's see how we work with a stack. Okay. Okay. 1 minute. The methods on a stack are, is the stack empty or not? Push, pop, peek. It is called peek. Okay. There is are you clear about the methods, please? There are only 4 methods which are important. One is empty. Is the stack empty or not? It returns a boolean. Push, you can push any element. In an integer stack, you can push integer. Depending on the kind of stack, you can put that kind of variable. Then pop, you know what it is. Peek, you know the difference. Peek will not remove the element, it will just show you who is at the top of the stack. It will show you the element at the top of the stack without removing it. Just like we say top in C++. Then search is not needed often, okay. We don't need search. Next, go down. Okay, so some demonstration of the methods, okay, very quickly. This is better. Yeah, so here, can we make it a little bigger? So on first line, stack integer, STK, you are creating a stack. Now you normally should give in that angular bracket also integer, but it is not needed because the left hand side already says it is a stack of integer. So that's fine. Then you can check whether it is empty or not. How do you push elements? Look at that. STK dot push, and then how do you, you can also print the stack. I won't advise this. Empty, come down. Okay. Now if you want, come down. Okay. Now push does this. Okay. Now pop, you know what pop will do. Okay. So you push, okay, that push is doing push on the stack. There is no push element, it's just push it. So pop, okay, they have created some other methods. Pop is just pop, okay. Anyway, I think, okay, this is push, peek, stk.peek, whatever element, stack.pop, stack.peek, stack.pop. You can figure out on your own, okay. So this is how stack works. Now why have I introduced stack? Because the next application, this is all you need about a stack. How to create a stack, how to use a stack. Array you already know. So now we are going to have a problem with arrays and with stack, with array and stack. Now I am going to first open the question, discuss a little bit about the answer, how you should do it, then you are going to do it, okay? But you are going to do it. Okay, so we are going to the question. Oh. Okay, so yeah, so here it is. So you will be given an array of strings, array of characters. So you will have to build an array of characters. So the characters are all either single digit, 5, 2 or C or D. Okay, what does it mean and what you should do? And how does a stack come useful? Okay, just listen to this. Suppose you are given a stack like that. Sorry, you are given an array like that. Can you see the array? No, yes. The array is 5, 2, C, D plus. So what does it all mean? 5 means you have to put 5 onto the stack, push 5 onto the stack, but push it as an integer. How do you convert from integer, string to integer? Integer.parsent, figure that out. Integer.parsent enables you to convert an integer, or you can subtract 0, ASCII 0 to convert from character to integer. If it's a character, how do you convert to integer? Just say subtract 0, ASCII 0. You know ASCII 0, no? Single quote 0. Learn. Okay, this is all you should learn. Okay, then you will get 5. So 5 will be pushed onto the stack. 2 number pushed it onto the stack. What will C do? Invalidate and remove the previous. So invalidate and remove the previous score. Now 2 will go away. C just deletes, that is, it pops. Are you with me? So 2 goes away. When you see a C, just pop the stack, goes away. So what remains on the stack is 5. Then D, invalidate the previous score. Don't remove it, just invalidate the previous score. Okay, I'm sorry, don't remove it, just invalidate the previous score. So you'll have to maintain a score somewhere. Then D will add. So add is 5 into 2, 10. The record is now 5 into 10. The record is 5 and 10. So remove the top 2 elements and multiply them. So D is all about multiplication. Then you will have 5 and 10 on the stack. Then plus. So you do 5, 10 and 15. And at the end, you empty the stack and do it. Okay, I'll show it one time. Hopefully you will understand. This is going to be a little interesting to do. 5. So on the user stack, 5 goes onto the stack. 2 goes onto the stack, no questions asked. C invalidates and remove the previous score. So at this stage, if there is a previous score, it removes it. Right now, I have not scored anything because I have not calculated anything. So C is for clear. Okay, nothing to clear right now. We'll see in another example. D, take 5 and 2 and multiply it, you get 10. Keep that 10 into the, invalidate will remove the previous score, record is now 5. So when you did C, you removed 2, made it 5, invalidate and remove the previous score. Okay, the previous score is stored as 10. Okay, plus is record a new score, that is the sum of the previous 2 scores. It is guaranteed that there will be previous 2 scores. D is record a new score, that is double the previous score. It is guaranteed that there will always be a previous score. Okay. Invalidate the previous score, removing it from the record. It is guaranteed that there will always be a previous score. So 5, 2, then C. So what should be the previous score? 2. So it should become 5, no? But then what happened to the 2? Okay. 2 is gone. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, 2 is gone because of the C. It removed the previous score. whatever was the previous score, it ran away. Okay. Then D, what it did, it doubled the previous score. Whatever the previous score it retrieved, that is, it did a peak, doubled it and put it back, became 10. And plus, what it will do, it took the previous 2, added 15, and then at the end, we are supposed to produce the total sum, plus record a new score, that is sum of the previous 2 scores, it is guaranteed. Okay. Okay, so let's do with that knowledge the next one, so that now let's see whether we have understood it correctly. Okay, now let's start with this. So 5 is 5, no questions asked, minus 2, then 4, now you got a C, so you invalidate this, correct? So it becomes 5 and minus 2. So the previous score is gone. Then D will do what? Double the previous score, no? Yes. So it will double the previous score and put it back. So it will become 5. It will not remove anything. It will double and add one more. 5 minus 2. And now because it doubled and that also gets added, minus 4. Then 9 goes as it is. We got 9. So now it is 9, okay, plus it will add these 2 and put it there. So now it will become 5 minus 2 and now it will become, minus 4 stays as it is, 9 stays as it is, and another new record is created which is 5. Then plus. There are 2 pluses, no, 1 plus I did, so the second plus now, 5 minus 2 minus 4, 9 and 5, last 2, 9, 5 and 14, correct? So now it will be like this, and at the end, so that's all, 14, and so we will add all of them. 5 minus 2 is 3, minus 1, 8, 7. So the answer is 27. Okay. Then let's look at this. Ops 1. 1 is just, you put 1 and at the end you have to produce a sum, so it's only 1. Okay. Did everybody get this? No, yes? Yes, no? You are getting C, D. So let's see your input format. Okay, so your input format is an array of character strings. Character string split, okay. Okay, there is one more thing you have to learn. Yeah, please understand. There is no number I am giving. I am going to give you a string. Okay. Now this string, you have to read it as a string. Now, when you are creating a scanner, okay, how do you read string is on SC scanner, you have to say next. Okay, say next, you will get string S. So, okay, there is something to learn here. Okay, let me add little more because this is how we want you to learn. I am going forward. So you have created a scanner object because you have to pick up a string in this program, one string which is having commas and all that. So you will say string S or something is equal to SC dot next. Don't say next int, just next. Okay, next. This will give you the whole string. Now you will have to create an array of each character string. So string of SARR square bracket, this is an array of strings, is equal to S dot split. Split on what? Split on comma. So here there is something to learn, but because you have done some C++, this will make sense. You are getting an string here, but just that string has to be chopped on the basis of comma. Who will do the chopping? On every string in Java, there is a method. Later in the book, you will see all the methods. This is just one advanced method. The name of the method is split. Okay? So you have a split method which will split the string. So when the string splits, you have to tell this is called the delimiter. This is called the delimiter. The delimiter happens to be comma. You should give it in double quotes. So it will split and it will give you an array of strings. So what will be the array of strings? It will be 5 in string form, 9 in string form, okay, like that. Now you have another interesting challenge, which is, you have got an array of strings. Now you have to know whether it's a letter or a number. Okay, that string is a number or a letter. Okay, so there are methods which you have to do a bit of research, which will tell you whether this string is a number or a digit. Okay, it has to be, if it is a number or digit, it has to be treated differently, and if it is not, it has to be treated differently. Okay, is it C, D or plus? It has to be treated differently. If it is 9, 5, 6, it has to be treated differently. If it is 9, 5, 6, you just have to convert it into integer and push it into the stack. But how will you know whether a string is a number or not? Okay, how will you know? What is the method? Is digit. Okay, let me show you is digit method. This is something you can use. Is digit method, I'm just showing you that method to see how it works. Okay, Java is digit method. So here it is. No, not string class, it is on character class. No, but this is a character. This is working on character, not on a string. No, these are all methods on character class. We have to show them a method on a is digits. Check if a string contains only Unicode digits. Okay, come down. So okay, this is good enough. So here is a method. This is a class number utils. I think it is in java.stringutils. So you find out where that package string utils is. Do a little bit of thinking. Do string utils. Now it is digits is there, which takes a string as a parameter, and if it returns true, that means it's a string. If it is a string, what should you do? You have to convert that string into an integer. That is done through integer.parseInt. Okay, I think, okay, we'll keep this question open. We'll not do it now. No, some of you who are smart can proceed do it. I have shown you how to do it. Okay, let's go to the code. We'll do it again next session, first thing. But I think you can do it. No, come down. So what you have to do is read this whole string using the scanner. Read the string. Having read the string, chop it using split. So you'll get each one as a separate string. Check whether it's a string. If it is a string, convert it into number and add it to the stack. Okay, push it to the stack. Then keep doing that till you get a letter. The string can be C, D or plus. This requires separate action. So if it is a C, what will you do? You'll just get rid of the previous score. Whatever is there on the stack, you just pop that last value. Okay. If it is D, what you should do? Pick the previous value, multiply it by 2, add a new value which is double of the previous value. Okay. If it is plus, take the last two values, peek at the last two values. Okay. And once you peek at the last two values, that you have to be careful, because peek will not give you the last two values. You'll have to pop them, take them, add them, and add all three back, because peek will only give you the topmost value. So that will work for D, but for plus, you'll have to pop the two values, add them, and then push the three values back. What three values? The two that you popped in the same order. the 2 that you popped and the last one. Okay, so you will have to push that back. Okay, then it will work. It will be a little bit of work. Okay, let me ask, how many of you can do it? Not bad. Okay, good. Okay, you want to do it now? Okay, not now. So do it at home. There's a good homework to do. Do a little bit of thinking, struggle a bit, solve. Okay, you struggle now, you'll have to struggle less later. This is the first question we'll solve. Next session, we'll do 1 more or 2 more stack next session, so that you understand how to process stack. Slowly we'll add data structure after data structure. Okay, so we'll do 2 more stacks. So get comfortable with using stack, little bit of strings, because this requires 2 things to check whether a string is numeric or not. 1, and also how to convert from string to integer, because you are doing addition, subtraction, all of that. So struggle with it, and next session we'll do it first.